welcome to another review. I just grabbed BitDefender Total Security 2012, and there you go. You can see it's the new interface. Looks pretty neat to me. The installer was kind of like integrated, you download it, and it doesn't give you a standalone installer. It automatically downloads and installs from the web, so I can actually get to know the exact size. But anyway, here's the interface. I think the new interface looks much better than the old one. They've got all the tabs, and when you click on them, you go to the default settings now. We'll set everything back to default. I turned off some of the settings just to, extract Hitman Pro and stuff like that. So we'll turn on everything, not parental control though. So here are all settings. And this privacy control is something that has to do with the web. Now this anti-phishing that, warns you about potentially dangerous banking sites and all that. Now they've got a firewall. I'll turn it on. And everything's on default. I just turned it off, I guess. Now, intrusion detection by default isn't permissive, I think. But I'll turn it up to normal, just so that we're able to see, because this is important. And this tune-up is something like your cleans up temporary files and all that fun stuff. Now, the safe box, I guess, is something like a sandbox. I have no way of knowing, but that's just what I think it is. Now, it's got a silent update, as most of the EV have that right now, and they've got something known as the game mode. So when you use a full screen application, it just doesn't bother you. That's all that does. And so these are the settings. Now let's get back to the main page. Now here you can see all your components. I'll switch everything on right now, just so that we don't get into any problems. So as you can see, everything's enabled. I've turned on their autopilot so that just left everything the way it comes from the factory in stock. Now these are the settings as usual, and that's it, I guess. Now if you hit this advanced button, then you're going to see the advanced settings. Now it's going to tell you more stuff, but I haven't messed with any of these, so let me just show you all settings. Anyone who wants, you can just pause the video and make sure I've left the settings proper. So don't get panicked by this event. I was just trying to install Hitman Pro. It got that, and that's all stuff. No big problem here. So as you can see, everything's enabled. I will just show you it's up to date. Now, BitDefender is also one of the most popular EVs right now in the industry. And I've seen in many websites they actually rank it about 1 or something like that. I don't know how well this performs. I don't have a pretty good impression about BitDefender. Last time I used it on my host machine, it kind of gave me some problems, but the new version seemed to have improved a lot, and I think it's going to do well. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, it takes a while to check for the update, but I think it's update. Just did it about 2 minutes ago. So let's check out on the memory usage. Before that, I think we should let it update, because sometimes... Okay, so the update's done, so let's check out the memory usage. Okay, so this is the main process, BitDefender agent, and it's taking up 5 megs. And that seems to be about it. So I think this is also a BitDefender process. Yeah. So it's taking up about 22 megs, not heavy at all. Seems okay, but not the lightest. We've seen, many AVs get about 10 to 15 and 22, but it's pretty good. So let's get testing. Memory usage fine, interface good. Now for the real part, that's how it reacts to malware. So we've got some new links here. All are 0-day malware, so they should give a pretty good test to BitDefender. So let's get started. There we go for the first link. Just grab these links today. They're all pretty low detection rate, much better than the last links that I got, so they should give a good test of BitDefender. Okay, that's the first one. I ran it. Nothing seems to be happening. Oh yes, and let me just start up kill switch so that we can see the process running, and let's see how BitDefender reacts. Now the first one, I did run it, and it seems to have gone through because I didn't get anything from BitDefender. Okay, just to show you, everything's on. I have already shown all the settings, so everything's in stock, and it's up to date. So should be no problems. So looks like our first link kind of got through. Now let's try some more. Before that, we'll just wait for kill switch. Let's try the first one again because I'm not sure if that actually did run. Okay, let's run once more. Okay, so that confirms that it actually ran. Now let's try the second one. Okay, there we go. That's the second link. Run that. Okay, so looks like BitDefender hasn't got anything yet. But I'm pretty sure both of them are confirmed pieces of malware, so that's strange. But they're pretty low detection rates, so I just think that BitDefender doesn't have the signatures for it. But we'll see. And I'd be interested to know how exactly their sandbox and all the behavior blocker and all that stuff works, because I haven't seen it in action. So I'd like to know about that. Just making sure everything's on. Let's turn this auto sync on as well. Okay, so that's turning off automatically. Okay, so that's what it wants me to do. Well, it's telling me to make up some kind of account. As far as I know, I've already registered for BitDefender, and I think this is not for, I think it's some kind of backup and all that. Yeah, it's just backup, so not sandbox or anything like that. It's the backup. Okay, so it says infected file detected. Okay, so it actually did get the files, but quite late. Didn't tell me anything. That's interesting. So I guess it got both the files. Yep, got both the files, but it's strange it didn't tell me anything. Anyway, let's continue on our test. So none of the files actually ran. That's good. I think I already ran this, but let's just give it one more try. Okay, so that one's not working anymore. This one also doesn't seem to be opening. Pretty strange. Let's try the last one again. Okay, so it seems to be taking a while. Nothing's happening so far. Okay, so the last one was the SCR file. That's just Hitman Pro, so it's got all so far, I guess. Okay, so finally we've got this one. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so looks like BitDefender let that one through. And it seems to be doing something in the background. No reaction from BitDefender. Okay, so it's asking me to do something. Some kind of adware, I guess. I'm not so sure about this file. We'll just upload it to, to the virus tool, and we'll make sure that this piece of malware, because it doesn't seem like maybe it's just some adware. Okay, let's try the next link. Okay, that one's not working. Okay, here we go. Let's run this. Okay, see what happens. Okay, access denied. So that one's blocked by BitDefender as well, but it's not telling us anything. That's strange. BitDefender is kind of like, it's not giving me any alerts. Did I go into game mode or something? Let me just make sure. Everything's on, autopilot's on. But maybe it's just in, nope. I don't think it's in game mode, because it's an automatic game mode and I haven't used any full screen applications, so I guess it just doesn't alert you. So we'll run that. So let's just try out the links and then we'll see if anything's left over. And that's how we'll do it, because BitDefender isn't telling me anything. Okay, here we go, last one. Okay, so I guess those are all links, and BitDefender seems to have a pretty silent interface. Isn't telling me anything at all, but it seems to have been blocking some of the files, because when I click on this event, it tells me that so many viruses were detected. Like, here we go, so many files detected, there you go. So it isn't telling me anything, but it's doing its job, so that's okay. Okay, after that I've restarted and I've updated, that's nothing. So I guess it just has a quiet interface. So now let's run a scan with Hitman Pro, and I'll just run a scan with Hitman Pro and I'll be back with the results. So see you guys then. Welcome back, everybody. Just finished the scan from Hitman Pro, but just to let you know, BitDefender actually has quite a problematic, malware blocking policy. Actually, I had to turn off virtually every shield in this BitDefender software. Nearly every shield I had to turn off just to get Hitman Pro running. Now, I have this one application that is not a virus. Now, BitDefender thinks it's a virus, wants to quarantine it, fine. Now, if I want to report it as false positive or anything, they haven't got anything for me. Now, there you go. There's no option to report this as false positive or anything like that, even inside their application. I've tried everything, nothing works. So all you can do is add it to their exclusions, but it won't let me do that. So virtually to run this, I had to disable nearly every shield of BitDefender if it's really a problem. Now suppose you get false positives and you have to disable every shield to run them. That's kind of a problem for the users. So I guess that's something they've worked on. And first time when I tried to run Hitman Pro, it kind of crashed and my system had to reboot. So they've still got a few bugs with false positives and all that, but still, let's see how did it perform. But they have to improve on this, because I've always been having these issues of false positives and then it won't let me run those applications. So that's kind of a problem. But let's see how it did in detection. So it actually just missed that one Garden Dreams 1.exe, that setup file that I tried to start, and then I decided not to run it, and I uploaded to Firestore, but looks like Hitman's Pro's got it, so that saves me from having to upload it. So that's a one miss for BitDefender, but still I guess it did pretty well. Just a one miss, so I'm fairly impressed. So BitDefender have actually done a lot of work on their detection ratio and all that. They seem to have worked a lot on this, especially malware blocking from the internet. Nothing got through, not even into the temporary files. It's just the one miss. So pretty impressive detection from BitDefender. But I'd like them to actually be more user-friendly and, allow the users more control so that they can switch off. Everybody likes less alerts, but I like at least some alerts when, there you go, you can see it turn off nearly every shield. And really, you need to have something like a user-friendly interface that allows you more control. And they've actually reduced a lot of alerts. Didn't alert me about anything, but actually you should give some alerts just to let you know that you visited a virus site or something like that. They actually didn't alert me about anything, but still did a pretty good job, so I'm fairly impressed. Now let's get some of those malware files, so just stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Just got BitDefender started, and I've just disabled the auto scan so that we could extract the folder of malware. Now we've got 90 files here. Many of them are the old ones that we used while testing Avast, and some new ones. So I've got about 10 to 15 fresh zero-day malware, 10 to 15 about malware from yesterday or day before, and a few more that are pretty old but have pretty low detection rates. So it should be a fair test of BitDefender. Now I'm going to enable auto scan, and I'll do a right-click scan on this folder. Okay, so let's wait and see how many it gets. And as I did in the fast review, and I'll be doing in nearly every review now, I'm just going to scan with the antivirus I'm testing, like today, for example, BitDefender, and then I'm going to do a scan with Komodo on my host machine so that we can compare the detection rates. And we'll see if anybody actually beats Komodo. Okay, so that's nearly done. It says it's found. Okay, so it's found so many Trojans, some rootkits, okay, some adware. So what we're going to do is delete all these files now. Okay, now this doesn't have an option delete. So take proper action. Okay, that's okay. Now by default it doesn't allow me to delete some files. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So I'll just set them to take proper actions and delete the rest. I don't get what they mean when they say take proper action. Now I guess that lets them automatically handle it the way they want, but it's kind of a confusing interface. That's the problem. I mean, the interface looks pretty nice, but for the users it's kind of confusing when you get across something like this for someone who wants to know more. But it doesn't give a lot of alerts, that's good, but I kind of get confused by this interface. Okay, so we'll take the actions. So we'll wait for this to complete, and then we'll see what's left over. So we had 90 files. So let's see how many it missed. Okay, so now it's come up with 4 items that it can delete. Now, what am I supposed to do? Delete it manually? I don't know. It just gives an option, take proper action, but the proper action it seems to be taking is nothing. Okay, so it finally got the 10 files. It's moved them to quarantine, so everything's done. So let me see how many are left over. Now just to make sure, let me do another scan, just show you guys that nothing's gone wrong. There you go, no threats found, but all these are pieces of malware, so let's see how many it missed. Okay, so 19 files. Some of these that I got today were pretty low detection rate. Anyway, we'll see how many Komodo gets and then kind of see maybe MCSoft Emergence Toolkit. I could also use that. So 78.8, that's almost 79%. That's the detection ratio. Not impressive, but I guess it's okay. But I really want them to improve this interface. I mean, the interface is okay, the main screen's okay, the settings are everything's fine, but they need to give somewhat more control to the user so that I can get it do what I want. Now, right now it's kind of more complicated and the software takes most of the decisions and it's kind of difficult when you want to do something else. So I guess I'll just go back to the Komodo machine and do the same scan on this new folder. So I'll be back on the host machine. See you guys then. Okay, so here we are on the host machine. Now this is the same folder of malware. Contains the same 90 files. Now I'll open it just to show you guys that they're the same files. Now I'll just do a right-click scan with Komodo. Meanwhile, let's open up the calculator. Okay, so here we go. Just show you guys that Komodo is up to date. Okay, so the scan's complete. So let's quarantine all these files. Okay, so here we go. Hit clean, quarantine, and then that's it. Okay, so for some strange reason it didn't check the databases. Hopefully we'll do it now. Okay, so let's just see how many are left over here. Sorry, I kind of messed up, but that's okay. But the update's kind of taking quite a long time. Shouldn't take so long. Anyway, let's just get back to what we're doing. So let's delete this shortcut that I made. So actually it missed a total of 10 files. So that's 80. And we had a total of 90. So that's exactly 80% that we've got here. No, actually I made a mistake. It's 88.8%. So a lot better than what we got from BitDefender, about 10% more. But let's just say that BitDefender did, I think, decent, but not the best performance that you'll find. So it's still lagging as far as we're concerned. I mean, a lot of AVs have got better detection rates. Yeah, they've improved their web detection a lot. We just had one miss, but I mean, still poor detection rate, and it's not exactly poor, but it's mediocre. It would be somewhere like near Avast and all that. We tested Avast last time. It's somewhere like that, not at the top. So they still have a lot of work to do. And as far as final verdict is concerned, I think I would give it somewhere near an 8 out of 10. Still not the best security suite that I could see, but they've improved, and I hope to keep improving. So, but they still have a long way to go. So that's it for this review. Have a nice day.